Hello, watch lovers. You know what time it is. And this evening, joining me, I have the lovely Kaylee to my left.
Hi, guys.
And we have Gavin.
Boss,
how are you?
Boss man, welcome back. You must speak Swiss, German, Dutch, Swiss.
Have I had a journey? Have I had a journey? And BA and flights and Paul Thorpe's, you name it, we've had it. Yeah.
Well, you had Paul Thorpe.
Paul Thorpe.
Listen, I've done trips away with Paul, and it's value and comedy value.
Wow.
But he's not the best traveller in the world, is he?
Let me tell you, it's
to be fair.
Yeah. At one point, I thought Spencer might have kicked off. I was honestly on the phone to him. I was like, "How's it going?" Don't get me started. I was like, okay.
Wow. I mean, as you know, on trains, he gets me facing the wrong way. He couldn't do it on a plane, but I think he's close to.
We'll come to this whole story in a second. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday night. Welcome to That Watch Guy London. Great to have you all with us. I've got two cameras pointing at me. I'm now not sure which one I'm pointing at. I guess both of them. Oh, okay, that'll do. Great to have you with us. First of all, let me start by saying a massive, ginormous thank you to Muhammad Ali. We saw your super chat.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was very honestly, generous of you to do that.
Muhammad Ali, that is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it really is.
But and to all those who came to the weekend, thank you very much. We're gonna get to all that as well in a second. I want to start off with Spencer's Swiss adventure. Yodelay. Where have you been, Spence?
As you know, I went off to Geneva with Paul. I really thought it wasn't going to happen.
Hold on, it wasn't just with Paul, was it?
And Kevin,
yes, you're now a threesome. You're a throuple.
What can I say? I mean, Gav, from getting up at 4 a.m. to Heathrow at 5 for a 6:45 flight, delayed till 8:45. Okay, you can live with that. Then 9:45, then 10:45. At 11 o'clock, flight cancelled. And by the way, guys, if ever you try and leave Terminal 5, it is ridiculous. You can't get out the airport. So it took 45 minutes to get out the
Terminal
airport.
5 at Heathrow.
Terminal 5, 45 minutes from A12 to A15 to A7 to leave the airport.
Yeah.
Then you have to go through passport control. So we go to leave passport control, and the three of us all there with our watches and just walking through. They wouldn't let us out. Then the gentleman said, I think you've been buying watches. Why do you want to leave the airport? Oh, yes.
Is that what he said?
Oh, yes.
I think you've been buying watches.
So I was wearing my regular Hulk that was rather used, to say the least.
Yeah.
I said, I wish I had bought the watch, but I can assure you the only thing I bought was a set of headphones. So we're held up there for 45 minutes.
What, while they checked you out?
They checked us out. I mean, Paul, I understand that. I
mean, to be fair.
Kev as well was being checked out. He's wearing an AP, I think, at the time. So it's now about 11:15 to 11:30. They wouldn't let us out the airport. They've then asked for our boarding cards and said, why are you leaving the airport? Your flight's going. So we said, no, it's not. It was cancelled. We were told very clearly at the gate, flight cancelled. He's told us the flight's back on. So we're sent back through to interconnecting.
No.
We've then asked to jump the queue to get through because our flight's taking off now in half an hour at 12 o'clock.
And you're not even...
And it's 11... We have to go back
in through
so
security.
We've done passport control again for the second time.
Yeah.
Back through security. So we get through security. We then go to the gate and... the customs officer was absolutely correct. Our flight was back on at 12 o'clock. Delayed then to 12:45. We then took off at about 1:30 and got to Geneva at 3 o'clock. I mean...
Did you sell all the watches?
It was a
Did you sell all the watches?
He then realised that we hadn't bought any watches.
Wow.
Which we gladly would have done, obviously.
That is fabulous.
So that's where we were.
What a journey. What a journey. Now let's have a little look. Tell us all about the watch days, because I'm going to pop it up in the corner, because you went there with Paul and with Kevin, and you just took your camera and obviously shot everything in the wrong aspect ratio. So we've got all these lovely pictures. And talk to me about some of these watches you saw. What was it like there? I felt like it was a different brand, like watches that you'd never seen before. I noticed
not our mainstream things. We went into Rolex and saw the Challenge, as you saw.
Yeah.
Jacob as a brand have come up enormously.
Yeah, so I noticed you don't call them Jacob & Co. anymore. Now you're calling them Jacob, because you met Jacob, didn't you?
We met Jacob, yes. Yeah. Paul actually knew him. Very nice man. But it's just unbelievable. MB&F, just endless different.
And how was it set up? So when I went to Watches and Wonders with Kaylee and with Russell, everything was laid out in one big space. Yours was a little different, wasn't it?
There was literally a tent where you had...
Yeah, the lake's just been up, actually. There was a shot of the lake. There we go. There's a shot of the lake.
You're in a tent here.
Yeah.
With all the watches. There must have been probably 60 to 80 pieces in there. But some of these Jacobs were fortunes.
Yeah, big money.
Yeah. And then the hotel opposite, Beau Rivage, had... suites where you had all the brands and you went and made appointments. Another lovely watch was Bianchi, which was similar to a cross between a Richard Mille and a Hublot.
Right.
So the family who made the watch. But some of the numbers here, Gav, really made you think about quite often they would quote 80,000 Swiss francs, 110, as if you were buying a cheese sandwich. Yeah.
Salim's asking, could you have bought watches from the show, i.e.
I
Jacobs?
think you could have ordered some of them, quite possibly. The diamond set piece there, third along in that picture, was just ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, there's the handcuff. I actually think that's so cool.
I think that was 70,000 Swiss francs. And the Swiss franc is 1.1 to the pound.
Right.
So you take off sort of 10%.
10%, yeah.
But amazing to see all the different...
And how were you received? Was Paul recognised?
Paul
Obviously,
was
you're his sidekick.
A few people stepped aside and said, are you really here with Paul?
Yeah. And how was this film? Because I know he struggled with his internet feed a little bit when on day one. I tried to watch that one.
The Wi-Fi and internet wasn't great. And 5G was not great there, but we did manage to get a little bit out.
What gets me when I look at a lot of these watches...
This piece here.
What gets me when I look at a lot of these watches is they're very, very, very high-end, aren't they? As in, they look really jewellery rather than watches. When you can't tell the time on a watch, which is...
This was the Jacob Boutique, actually. Yeah.
Just incredible.
It's a cool view.
And it looks like you had quite nice weather as well, Spence.
What
was that?
MB&F, amazing.
MB&F.
Yeah.
Oh, Star Trek watch. Look at that.
Yep.
I'm sure someone will get that. And that's the Bianchi.
That's the Bianchi. That's their first model. They produced 120 pieces.
Right.
And their new model, 200 pieces.
And pricing point for a Bianchi, roughly speaking?
85,000 Swiss francs, net of VAT.
Right.
VAT in Switzerland is 7-8%.
Yeah.
So they quote it net, because obviously if it comes to the UK, that's 85 plus 20%, which sort of puts you just over 100,000. Producer Michael was with us.
Oh, that's nice. How was that?
Yeah.
How was that? Yeah. You had dinner? He bought you all dinner, I assume, being the wealthiest person at the table. He must have bought you all dinner.
I've no comment on that.
Right, okay.
I let him and Paul fight it out.
Fantastic.
I think Paul won.
Shut up. Thorpe put his hand in his pocket.
Paul got those
cobwebs
out. Yeah.
He got the moths out. I love that. Fantastic. Well, obviously you very kindly invited me to come to Switzerland, and I very politely...
You were busy.
I very politely declined.
What were you doing?
Well, Kaylee, I'm pleased you asked me that question, what I was doing.
Actually, I was queuing up at Swatch.
Because while you lot were queuing for like all these silly watches that you just, unaffordable watches for the most of us, Spence, I was queuing up for this, the grail of all grail watches for any Swatch collector. I'm not going to bore the pants off you, but... and
you got one?
I got one. Actually, I didn't get one. I got two.
Please, can I see it?
You can indeed. Let's just put it on the camera really quickly so everybody can see it. Actually, I got two, Spence, because I dragged my daughter along. How nice of her to come and join her daddy.
Did she do through the night or just in the morning?
Well, let's just talk about that. You're absolutely right. Where's my phone gone? There it is. I actually did 100% through the night on... there we go. Is it up? Yep. I did through the night. So when I knew it was going to be Neptune, and if anybody follows that Watch Guy London on Instagram, about 3.5 weeks ago, I put a shot up of this watch and said, Neptune, they're doing a moonshine gold on a blue moon. Wouldn't it be great? Here you go, Spence. Wouldn't it be great if they did a Neptune with a gold hand? And when I quietly understood that actually was going to happen about a day before, I thought to myself, right, I'm going to definitely go and queue up, and I'm definitely going to have to go at night. And I met my daughter in Soho. I was having dinner in Soho. Met her in Soho, went up to Battersea thinking I was going to be the first person there, because no other idiot's going to go the night before.
At 11.
At 11 o'clock at night and camp out. I got there to find 200 brothers. 200 brothers queuing up. I was 100% the oldest person there by a million miles. And Spence, I had to queue from, basically 11 o'clock at night. 11 o'clock at night. We were having a lovely little campsite sort of setting. There were a few really nice boys. We were just sitting. Actually, they were all really super interested in watches and Rolexes and understanding the market. And I just waffled through what I could and told them.
So this is 11.
This is now 2 o'clock in the morning. At 2 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden...
When's this? This is going into Tuesday morning.
Yeah, Tuesday to Wednesday. At about 2 o'clock in the morning, there was a shuffle and a scuffle ahead of me. And what happened is they weren't, Swatch were not prepared for people to come the night before. But of course, if you're getting a Neptune and you're guaranteed a Neptune, and for the resellers, it's a nice one to have. So 2 o'clock in the morning, some people decided when they thought everybody was like quieting down and it was all quiet, they decided to open the barrier because we were all sitting on chairs. We bought camping chairs.
What sort of barrier was it?
It's just one of those metal ones that they clip in. They quietly opened it and just all quietly just started shuffling through. So me being the eldest person there, I decided it would be a good idea to front all of them. So I stood up, jumped out my chair and piled over there and said, "Oi, get back. Security. Security
were there?
There was 3 trying to manage best part of 200-300 people. So it was a little bit... it was fine until it was chaos. And then we quickly had to grab up our chairs. Everybody squeezed forward. And then for about the next 3 hours, we were literally sardines in a can from about...
2 till 5 in the morning?
Till about 5:30. And then about 5:30, they opened up another little barrier to let us into a front section. And then at 6:30 in the morning, because you couldn't go into Battersea, they basically then chose people to go from the queue by looking at a picture saying, well, you've been queuing. So at the time when we got there, we were about 60th in the queue. We ended up being 117. They sold 125 watches. And that was it. And I was really surprised how few they sold. But yeah, we managed to get a couple.
So did you
manage to buy a couple more off some resellers really quickly?
Were you given a chair or you bought your own chairs?
Spencer bought my own chair. Spence, if you're going to queue for these things, you're going to queue for these things. Yeah, let's pop a picture up there. That was what it was all about. I'm sure I'm being slated in the comments. But yes, I did get that. And, I've just got to complete the section and we'll come on to the next piece in a second. But, yeah, all done and dusted, Spence.
How were you the next day?
Oh, I was exhausted. I mean, I honestly met some really, really nice people.
Yeah.
Every time, and funnily enough, one of the comments from the kids in the queue is like, "Dad, what are you doing here? Why are you queuing here when clearly you don't care maybe perhaps about paying an extra £250 to come in the morning and just buy it?" And I said to them, part of collecting those things is it's doing those things.
Yeah.
Danny said she'd never do it again
ever
in her life.
Doesn't matter.
But she was chuffed to bits to buy it. And yes, by the way, if you go onto Swatch's Instagram, on their global Instagram account, there is Danny and I getting our moon swatches, because what better advert for Swatch than a dad and a daughter instead of resellers in the front of the queue. And
well done.
Interesting. Well done. And just as we get that one, Spence, what happens?
Go on.
What's happened in the Swatch world this week? I love you, Spence.
Come on.
Everybody knows.
I'm trying to keep up with the other watch
Everyone
world.
Knows what's happened in the watch world this week, and let's have a little look. Well, this happened. This map pops up on Swatch's accounts. Okay,
Blancpain.
It was rumoured. There was a little thing that came up the other day saying 9922 with what looked like the crown of a Blancpain in a swimming pool. So actually, Heavenly Mark was the first person who put the crown together. And next thing you know, that appears today along with this in the window of the shops. So they've changed it up. The blue and white Swatch case has gone, and they've now got a closed case with a T- how many days before they open this case. And the suggestions are flying in left, right and centre. So it's a 50 Fathoms collaboration.
Well, they do a fabulous sort of Submariner driver's watch.
Yeah. So these are kind of...
Actually got mentioned. We were talking about that day, the 50 Fathoms.
Yeah. So a Blastic Blancpain.
So what are you saying? A Swatch Blancpain collab?
Yeah, so Swatch Group own the brand, and I guess they want to give it a push. And I got to tell you, Spence, ready for this? I have zero interest.
Really? Why?
I have zero, because for me, the Moonshine and the Moon swatches were Speedmasters. plastic ones, but Speedmasters, sub-dials, good looking. I just thought they were quite nice. Here's another one. To me, these actually
is this just what it is?
No. These are everybody's guesses. Okay, everybody's renders as they come through, and I just can't. That's the colours are quite nice. So basically, there's going to be. Let me get my sheets out on this. There's going to be 5 of these, and each one is named after a different ocean in the world. Let me get my sheet. Here we go. 5 oceans. So it's going to be the Indian Ocean, Atlantic, Pacific, Arctic, and Antarctic. And they're going to refer to sort of historical Blancpain models. So these are just people's renders, which they really do quickly get up. I think these were some of my favourites.
That's nice.
But
That's
equally,
nice.
it's a bar ceramic. Apparently, it's going to be automatic.
A Swatch, is it really?
Yep. It's going to be automatic. People are rumouring the price to be a little bit more expensive than the Moonswatches, but I'm not sure.
350?
No, they're actually saying sort of nearer to 500. But it's just guesswork.
Maybe a metal case.
No, it's still going to be bioceramic, because if you have a look at Blancpain's social media accounts, they actually have a YouTube channel about literally saving the seas, saving the fish, the coral reef. They're very much into that as a brand. Here's another one in sort of in double black. And there it is with sort of the orange accents. No. It's interesting that they're going down, because everybody was guessing it was going to be a Seamaster, Swatch Master, but I guess Swatch had completely different ideas and have just decided what better way to promote their watches. I saw an article today, Spencer, which I'm just going to read out.
Do you think different packaging as well?
Yeah, I mean, it should be completely different. But this is what the article said. Conversations between Swatch and Blancpain have been ongoing since August 22, 6 months after the Moonswatch launched. But Nick Hayek says that this was one of the many options for Swatch's next big move. Since Moonswatch, he said he's had discussions with people from luxury brands not from Swatch, so outside of Swatch, that are friends with us who wanted to be the second in line for this kind of collaboration. Their argument was, I have so many young customers who are aspiring but cannot afford to buy a watch for $30,000 or $50,000. So if I can open a collaboration with Swatch in the way you've done with Omega, I can reach more people with my name, with my history, with what is coming. From a design perspective, we know that Gregory Kissling, head of special projects for the CEO of Swatch Group, has worked closely on this new collaboration, as he did with the Moonswatch. And knowing this, there are likely to be a number of carefully thought out design features and so-called Easter eggs within the collection of unique watches that will no doubt nod to Blancpain's history and heritage.
So who were the other brands? Surely not Rolex.
Well, no, we're left to guess, but it could have been, I don't know,
anyone.
Louis Vuitton. It could have been Hermes. It could have been
anyone.
Probably anybody who sells sort of high-end luxury watches. But I'm guessing as well, much like the watch that you've now got on your wrist, which is my Moonshine Neptune Gold, they always kept Neptune very much away from the customers. In a year and a half, I only ever managed to get one.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. It's really hard. The prices actually have come down in the secondary now.
Because I think people are kind of getting over the hype a little, because
sure, absolutely,
the point? Like in waiting. Do you know what I mean?
I said it a few months ago. You can pretty much walk into a Swatch shop now and get your hands on a Moon or a Mercury at some point during the week. So now they're fulfilling their promise, which is it will be available to everybody, except still Neptune. And I would imagine if they've learned one lesson from this whole hype thing is, first of all, once again, they're launching it on a Saturday. If you remember the launch day last time, it was absolute carnage and chaos. And I wonder if that was because...
this Saturday.
It's this Saturday the 9th. You will not see me in a queue anywhere. But I just wondered if the carnage and chaos will be there. The resellers obviously are all over this, and I had a few phone calls today from my new friend Spencer asking me what Blancpain was like as a brand and why this is being done. And to be quite honest with you, I sort of gave my opinion, but I guess still it's a great move. It's a great move from Swatch to do this to one of their other brands. Absolutely. And it's interesting.
I think the only difference is, in my opinion, is Omega. Everyone knows the brand Omega.
Yes.
Everyone, right? But I think Blancpain, if I wasn't in watches, I wouldn't know. Do you understand what I mean? It's quite a...
Also, but it's quality, Blancpain, and specialist.
It's no question it's quality and specialist, but how many Blancpain fanboys are there out there? There's Omega fanboys.
But But I think it's a good way of them getting the fanboys because it's that much more affordable. People know they'll be able to flip them, so they'll go for overs. So it's worth buying. It's a free bet.
It's good for the brand, Blancpain.
It's good to get the brand out
question,
there.
No question.
And
it's got deep history.
And people will like it. People will want it because they, a Blancpain is 4, 5, 6 grand minimum.
Exactly.
Yeah, Brian McCarthy, don't think the hype will be there this time. Paul Thorpe, don't think they'll be as popular as Omega, nowhere near as many followers. First dive watch, says Brian McCarthy. Tim Jack says Kaylee nailed it again. Diverse watch collector, I'm not convinced you'll be able to resist getting one, Gavin. Now, I didn't say I wouldn't get one.
I'll have one at list. I'll tell you what, you want one?
Well, you're going to go Saturday?
I'll get you one.
Well, you go Saturday.
As long as they go at list. Any eBay resellers want to approach me, I'll buy them.
You'll buy them at list?
Yeah, I'll buy you one as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, there's 2.
Yeah, thanks very much, Spence.
Yeah.
What, are you actually going to go and queue?
I'm not queuing.
I can lend you my chair. I can lend you
Paul,
2 chairs.
Ask Paul. The one thing I don't do is queue.
You don't queue.
I'm allergic to queues.
You're allergic to queues. It's just interesting. It definitely has good heritage. And as has happened today, I've spent a few hours today going through the internet and searching the history of the 50 Fathoms, finding out what it's all about. And that's only just great for the brand.
Yeah,
if
I
like
to
watches,
go in. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Josh will tell us.
Yeah.
Josh. Do the research for me, please. And
it's interesting as they've never made a quartz watch, so I guess that's why this collaboration is automatic.
That's really interesting.
Right. And actually, I saw a comment from the CEO saying Blancpain have never made a quartz watch and never will. But is it because...
So therefore, Swatch, pull your finger out. Make an ultimate.
Yeah, may do.
If you want to do the collab, you have to.
But it really is interesting. And it'll be interesting to see which is the one they make scarce. Because they're just definitely not. You can't.
So how many different colours?
5.
5.
Well,
okay.
That's what everybody's guessing. Because if I go back to this map, it's broken up into 5. Which
it's like grey, blue, green.
Well, actually, I believe, and I don't remember the name, but basically the colours are going to be over some either fish or very rare fish or very rare animals in the ocean that they've documented, and that's going to be the colours. So there is a lot of thought around what's going on, but for me, Spencer. Well, I'll put you down for one, Spence. Anyway,
okay,
but
fine.
At least
this is exciting though. But I'll tell you what's even more exciting.
Yeah, I've noticed.
What's Spencer Dry wearing today?
Nobody's called that out, have they?
Yeah.
Nobody has said, what is Spencer Dry wearing today?
I want to see if anyone can guess it before
Come on then,
it goes under the camera.
Yeah.
Can anybody guess what Spencer's wearing today?
I always get stick for having my Hulk.
Oh, someone's really got it.
Wow. Diverse watch collector, Bell Cantor, straight away from there. Spence, let's have a look. Let's put it under the camera and have a little look. Talk to me, Spencer. What on earth?
Something? Having come back from Geneva, I realised that there are different pieces out there, and it's not just the mainstream. There are some really unusual, different pieces.
So you found a micro brand that's not Panerai.
I went to that little vault, in 74 to 76.
Oh, BQ watches.
Yeah. And found this thing, and I thought, something? It's a little quite. There we go. They've all got it bang on. There we go.
Let's
300 pieces, Bel Canto. Actually, that other brand.
It's a great green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great green.
Does the bell, it actually rattles and chimes.
Does it? I'm going to just see if I can go slightly closer up on it as well. Yeah, it really
very interesting dial.
Interesting dial. The only thing for me, and I said this at the weekend to Paul, I do get slightly confused when I look at a watch and I can't tell the time straight away. Sometimes you just want to look at a watch and be able to tell the time.
You need a phone to tell the time when you got a watch.
Yeah, and I'm obviously holding a phone. But yeah, what do we think of that, everybody? Does the Bel Canto rattle? Difficult to tell the time. There you go.
It does actually chime.
It does chime. Do you know how to do it, Spence? Before we embarrass ourselves.
No, I think I do.
All right, let's get that back to blank. You can make it chime, can you? You make it chime to your camera.
James, you got a chime in there as I wind it, please.
A false chime. I want to give a big shout out, actually, really quickly to NDC straps.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, NDC straps. So in front of me here on the table, you can't see, but really kindly,
Gav, you hear that?
Yeah.
We'll put it to your microphone. Go on.
ASMR it.
Go on. Ooh, that's really soothing.
There we go, guys.
That'll make me fall asleep.
That's what happens when we have the massage. They had to ring the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, NDC straps. The chaps, Jacko gave me, lovely fella, gave me a few bits and pieces at the show at the weekend because they were exhibiting. And they're really, really great. And I thought, first of all, we wanted to give him a big shout out on the channel.
And he was there with his daughters as well. Really lovely guy.
Yeah.
Lovely,
and thank you so much for coming.
I also loved his
girls.
trainers.
Yeah, we had a nice pair of trainers. If they're size 8, I'll give you the address and pay the postage. Send them back down tomorrow.
Now, you know me, I love a bit of a giveaway, Spencer, especially when someone's giving. This is not that I don't want them, but I thought, how nice would this be to give these away to somebody today, and I'll just post them out tomorrow. But what I would say is, please be UK based.
Yes,
only UK.
I am posting it tomorrow.
Or you will have to send a label. But yeah, UK.
So, if you want to win all of these lovely merchandise, and there's all sorts of goodies on my desk in front of me, patches, and there's a torch and some belt. They're really, really lovely stuff. And I'm even going to put in Jacko's business card as well, so you can order some more.
Yeah, fabulous straps.
Leave
really
a comment in the show after, in the comments below after, and I will pick one of you, and I'll let you know tonight who's won, so we don't have to wait for days and days, and I'll post it out tomorrow. So yeah, NDC straps. Do look them up online. Fabulous story and an amazing straps. So yeah,
and such a nice person.
Yeah. Gav, before we go on, I just want to give a little shout out. First of all, to Muhammad Ali on his super chat.
Yeah.
To Ian Nicholson, to Greggy Boy, to Des for coming down. Who else have I missed out? John Hall came down.
Nick Nicola.
Matt H.
Yeah. Ben.
Ben. Yeah.
John.
And, absolutely.
Basically, everybody
everywhere.
we paid to come to the show.
Sure. And Paul Thorpe, I suppose. Gav,
do you have to?
No.
Well, hold on a second. We're forgetting the big man.
Look,
D
and Dimitri.
Yeah, D. Congratulations on putting on another great show.
It was lovely to see all you guys. And as you know, I had to shoot off to a family function and leave you all. But left you in good hands with the Akash. Well,
you did.
And we left Kaylee and Nadia there to look after everyone. But look, great seeing you all. And anyone I've left out, apologies, but really great to see you all. Thank you.
Yeah, I see Russell the Mad Watch Collector is in the chat. I hope you're well, Russell. I hope the baby's going well. You know, Baby G. You know he named his son after me.
Really?
Yeah.
Baby G?
Yeah.
Baby Gav?
Yeah. I can't say the name because...
Is he left-handed or right-handed?
That's a good question. Russell, if you were making it, you'd probably make him a
left... And is he tennis, paddle or squash?
He'd probably be... Well, hold on a second. Cornhole.
Oh, look.
He'd probably be a corn butthole.
Actually, have you played corn? We need to get one of those.
What, a cornhole thing?
Yeah.
Well, if we do, we'll get Russell down to give us all a lesson. But to me, it's just throwing a bag at a hole.
Yeah, in a thing.
Yeah, I mean...
We played that at Rogers, remember? Were you not there with me?
No.
Oh.
Okay, we need to get one of those.
Do we?
That's a great... Yes.
Are you telling me... Because I told Russell it's not a sport.
Where are you going to put it? In the bar?
No, you could put it in the bar.
Oh, we'll have it in the bar at BQ.
Yes.
Oh,
right.
You can't have a drink till you get it in a hole.
You don't rate it.
Russell's on my team.
You don't rate it.
I've never played it, but to me, it's just...
Where did you find out from Russ? Refresh me. Where were we?
Well, no, Russell's a professional. He's sponsored. He plays cornhole nationally in a national league.
No, I played it.
Where did you play it? I mean, to be fair, I don't go with you everywhere.
I promise you. You stand sort of 3 or 4 meters away.
Yeah. Throw a beanbag.
Get it up.
Russell says he said. Russell, how many meters away do you stand?
Russell, send me where I get caught. I played it.
What do you want to? Well, Russell runs he's in a team.
I'm
not going to Southampton to play call. I put it in my
27 feet away. There you go.
20 that far, 9 meters.
27 feet away.
I was a bit nearer.
You were playing the pork
Russell, I can't throw that far.
But it is like
James,
a little
will you get it up, please? Cornhole. Here it is.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the point of the game,
Go on.
Well, the point of the game is you throw it from 27 feet away and you try and get it in the hole.
I didn't realise it's a world-class game.
Yeah,
there you go. Some
screens here behind you.
Here we go, guys.
Yeah. It's a game you play when you're pissed, don't you?
That's what I mean.
That's not 20. Oh, it is 27. Okay.
27 feet. They're measuring it out. Look at that.
There we go.
9
wow.
miles.
And you get 3 each, and you chuck.
Yeah. There you go.
Right,
look
guys.
at the action.
So what we're going to do
Hold on
is,
a second. Do you get forehands and backhands and all sorts?
Why are they moving?
Well, it's the run-up, isn't it? It's the technique. Look, it's a backhand spinner.
And he's got a drink in his hand.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Skills.
Do they win?
Right.
All right, Russ, send me the link. We're going to get those for BQHQ.
1 point land on the board, 3 in the hole.
Correct. Yeah, I played it.
You'd like to get 3 in the hole. Right. Wee, boom, 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 boom. That's fine. Russell will have a one-on-one lesson next time you're coming over, and you can bring Baby G along as well. And you've got to make him a lefty, obviously, because all the best people are lefties. But yeah.
Oh, look, well, of course, we've missed out. I can't believe, Gav.
We
haven't mentioned...
Who?
The big news.
Which big news?
Oh, yeah,
what have I missed now?
The big news.
Big news.
What's the big news?
Well, Rolex bought a little jewellers, didn't they?
We did that last week in the show,
Yeah,
Spencer.
but everyone's spoken about it every day.
You've got Alzheimer's.
Gav, no, because someone's bought... Yeah, but you still got to... Everyone's still talking about it.
No, let me tell you, all the channels like Nico
Gav,
Leonard...
We were there. We were there in Geneva.
Yeah, and they're still talking about it.
They're still talking about it.
Well, of course they're still talking about it. But let me tell you, people like Nico and all the other YouTubers, they're all going to be talking about Swatch this week. Swatch is the latest news.
I don't think so.
Called Bouchera Buchera. That's old news, Spence.
Paul got told off quite a few times.
For calling it Bouchera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, in Geneva?
I said that last week, didn't I? It's Buchera, isn't it?
Buchera.
I always called it Bouchera until I was told it was Buchera. Yeah. Sounds almost exciting as curling, says Mike Lewis. But by the way, Mike Lewis, I would really like to try curling because I think that looks great fun as well.
Boys' sport.
Hold on. But why is it they're only playing Scotland?
Scotland.
Why is it all the Scottish are so good at curling? They do that one-footed slide, don't they?
Yeah, and
you'd be good because it's with the broom. You never seen it where they
I don't
down
know
the
what
ice
you're talking about.
with the things, the curls, and anyway.
No, sorry.
Yeah. Wow, amazing. Anyway, there's been a few new watches out this week, Spence. Do you want to give your expert opinion on what's been? This is a great watch. Have a look at this.
Oh.
So this is IWC is back with another US Naval Aviator Squadron watch. This time with the Strike Fighter Squadron 41, also known as the Black Aces.
I really like that. However, the bit at the bottom.
Is that a white porcelain dial?
Basically, it's all lume.
What?
Yeah. The whole dial is in the dark. In fact, of course, as an idiot, one thing I didn't get is a shot with it in the dark.
James, shot in the dark, please.
Did I get a shot in the dark? I'm not sure I did, James. Well, that's kind of it, but it's not quite in the dark.
Mm.
But yes, it all kind of lights up. It's a 41mm ceramic for $6,800. 72-hour power reserve. It's quite pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a very sort of
I actually
useful,
quite, it's with
sort
the
of
black.
around
useful military way.
Yeah.
£5,000.
Yeah. Andrew Woodward says, great to meet the BQ team on Saturday. Kaylee and Nadia were very friendly. Superb environment. Appreciate Spencer showing me around. Good to see you again, Andrew.
Yeah, lovely to meet you.
Do you like that?
I actually think the black with
nice.
the... Oh, look at it. Look behind. Oh, wow.
Oh, there you go. James has got all the toys. Look at this. It's really, really nice. Look at that.
I like that.
Look at that. It's really nice.
I think it's the white dial with the black. It really complements it for me.
Yeah, it really is gorgeous. I actually really quite fancy a big pilot. Just saying.
Yeah, I love it.
An IWC.
Saw another watch at your place this weekend, Spencer, that I tried on.
What was that one?
I'm just going to have to talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. We better not mention, otherwise someone will...
Someone will just nab it. They'll just hold it so I can't get it. Yeah. But what do you think, Spence? That's quite nice, isn't it?
I think it's very nice.
Yeah. Here's another new release. What do we think of this? Gerard Perregaux. Here is the latest from GP LOREATO, the Absolute Chronograph 8 Tech, announced for Geneva Watch Days 2023. Did you not see it there?
Didn't see
you see
it.
GP at all?
No.
The special carbon-clad chronograph, a further extension of the LOREATO Absolute collection. Water resistant to 100 meters, black rubber with fabric effect.
What is the bezel? It's sort of a carbon motif.
Yeah, it's
sort of camouflage, no?
Yeah, it is. It's sort of carbon, and here it is in the green, which I think looks much sexier.
Yeah, that looks so much nicer.
Yeah.
It's got that real sort of AP look to it, hasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, $27,800.
Sorry?
I'll say it again. $27,800.
That's about 20 grand. It's quite a
Yeah.
lot of money,
That is
isn't it?
crazy.
Yeah. Don't see so many of those
No.
through BQ,
No.
do
No.
we?
No. We have got a gold piece in the LOREATO.
Yeah,
Yes,
on
you
the
have.
blue.
Which is
Yeah.
stunning.
Yes.
Stunning.
Yeah, do have a look at that on the website. That's an absolutely corking. I'm actually surprised that doesn't leave your premises. And this is amazing because it seems to me that the next brand is Grand Seiko, who seem to have a new watch release every single week. I mean, literally, I can't keep up with it. This one is the High Beat GMT new release from Japan. What do you think inspires the dial? Looking at that, Spence.
What, the ruby?
What do you think inspired that dial?
Something to do with a sword?
That was last week.
Oh.
That's a good guess. Go on. Have another go. You're never going to
It's
get
a bit
it.
like the curtains of a theatre.
Well, that's also a good one. But imagine I'm the designer at Grand Seiko and I go into you and you're the boss and I say, boss, I've designed this new watch. And you say, that's lovely, Gav. It's in red. What's that stand for? And I say to you, well, actually, Spence, boss, the inspiration for this dial is maple leaves reflecting off the lacquered floor on a traditional Japanese building. So if I came into you and I said, Spencer, maple leaves reflecting on a lacquered floor.
Anything could go these days. I mean,
literally make it up as you go along. Stainless steel, 39.5mm, high beat caliber 9S86. It's got a GMT function, 55-hour power reserve. It's available now, $7,100. They will not be taking my money. Not at all.
Sorry, but just say red. No?
I know, exactly. Let's move on to... I said there was a few this week. Let's go on to the next one. Oris. Seen a few Orises at your shop as well, in the vaults. Okay.
They've been inherited, you realise that?
Yes, I know. Let's do this one first. This is an Oris collab, a bit like Swatch. It's an Oris Bracenet Aquis date, okay? Have a look at that dial and tell me what you think it is. You're going to love this one.
A green maple leaf reflecting off the floor.
Yeah, no, it's not a green maple. Ready? Oris has been working on environmentally conscious collaborations for a while now, and they're back with another great one, this time with the social enterprise Bracenet. The result, 2 Aquis date watches with upcycled dials made of ghost nets and other used fishing nets. So, the story goes that back in 2015, Bracenet founders Benjamin Wenke and Madeline von Hothenhau were diving in Tanzania, when they became aware of the tragedy of ghost nets, the lost, abandoned or discarded fishing nets. So they decided to do a collab and make watches out of them.
So it's unbelievable.
So a bit like a meteorite dial, but it's not meteorite. Each one of these dials is unique.
It's just insanity.
I mean, talk about finding some stories to flog a watch. This is $6,200.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's 6,000. I'll say $6,200.
sorry, I just can't say
I
that.
just can't
Yeah.
fathom that.
That'll definitely be a consignment piece because I couldn't see that worth the money.
I'm going to take that back when I said 6,200.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I know, I'm going to
surely.
take it back. Well, no, maybe my things got mixed up. I think actually it could be $2,600. Hold on, because this one is $6,200.
That
What?
This is the this is another Oris Aquis, but professional.
So what is this? What's
is
this made up of?
The sea.
just rubber,
Something.
and it looks a bit like waves, a bit like a Seamaster. But yeah, they got it all going on today, haven't they? Amazing stuff. Now, I got a couple more to show you because I couldn't resist this one. Because I know you saw them at Watch Days.
Oh my God.
But talk to me about these. MBNF is back.
I didn't see this piece.
Maximus are called the most beautiful movement we've created to date. I've never seen anything so ridiculous in my life. And by the way, obviously I could never, ever afford one either. How much do you think these are, Spence?
Where is the top? Oh, on the top.
Where is the time?
No, the time's in the end, in the tunnel.
But that looks
Is it
real.
not?
What is
Gav?
that meant to look like?
It looks like an engine.
I don't know. Yeah, it does look like a penis and balls. Yeah, it's all right. I can see it on YouTube. It's all right. I mean, it's... I don't know. But ready for...
Where's the time? There.
There.
I think the
little
time's
hole.
there. It's just like a driving watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of you hold it and you...
Spencer.
That's where it
It's
is.
$500,000. It's half...
Well, I think if you look the numbers up of some of these Jacobs now, they're through the roof.
$500,000.
No, more that diamond piece is several million.
Yeah.
I can't remember the numbers, but it was ridiculous.
It's a limited... Thank God it's a limited edition as well. It's a limited edition, limited to 5 pieces. Oh, I lied. It's $490,000.
Oh.
Yeah. A bargain.
$1 million one.
People in the chat, if you had $500,000 spare, is this what you'd spend your money on? Spence, if you had $500,000 spare, would you...
I don't think it'd be that, no.
Also, there's
No.
the massive gap between...
I mean, looks like Spider-Man's web shutters. You're absolutely right. It does, doesn't it? Where he fires his stuff out of. Wow.
It's very don't get me wrong, it's very interesting, but
well, slightly, only slightly. And then the last one was this, and I forgot the card on it. But it's a new. Who's the actor? Yeah, who's the actor who's doing it? Not Patrick Dempsey. Who's the really?
I love Patrick Dempsey.
Not Patrick
from
Dempsey.
Grey's
Not Patrick Dempsey. Someone tell me in the chat because everybody's got it. Brilliant actor. He was in.
What's he been in?
He was in with Lady Gaga. He was the man.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper
really?
is basically the face of Louis Vuitton for their watches. Yeah.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, they're very much getting back into the high end.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Spencer's mentioned Jacob's name one too many times. There must be some sort of collab coming. Can you imagine a Jacob BQ or didn't Paul say someone was making him a watch? Who was making him a watch?
Jacob wanted to make him a watch. He turned them down.
Sorry, hold on.
Yeah. And if you believe that, you'll buy this watch.
Wow. That's absolutely incredible. He turned him down. Let me get back to my blank. I tell you what we should do. We should get back and give everybody a little snippet, perhaps, of the watch show this weekend. Just a little look at what happened this weekend at BQ HQ.
It's Saturday, the 2nd of September. Welcome to the BQ Watch Show.
Oh, giant shout out to my little friend Rocco, who was in the video. I did actually ask his dad if we could give him a little appearance and a shout out. And Rocco, if you're watching, great to have you down at the show. Great that you're into your watch collection. I know you queued up twice last week for your swatches, and well done. We'll get Uncle Spencer to give you a Rolex very, very soon. Very, very soon. It was brilliant at the weekend. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Great seeing everybody. And fabulous as well to have sponsors for the show.
Yes. Yeah.
Gave a lovely talk, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the talk was actually really good. Their new watch release is of Elliot Brown's. Honestly, it's
absolutely stunning watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have it on my wrist.
The lume on it, unbelievable.
Amazing. When they put the light on it, the blue against the green.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But it was great having them down, Gemma and Guy. And also, just, I feel like every time we're doing one of these, or we're seeing, some of the sort of smaller independents, you feel like you're getting part of their journey with them. You're seeing repeat customers come back. People are making sales.
Yeah.
Really, really lovely. Kaylee, you were moaning halfway through that, saying, "Oh, why is there not a shot of me?" But there you were in the world famous toilets.
Yeah.
Do you realise the toilets at BQ are more famous than you are, Spencer? Which I guess isn't too hard. Did you watch the Grand Prix at all?
No.
Do you know what happened after the Grand Prix?
Go on.
A fight.
No.
Show me.
Carlos Sainz, the Spanish driver
there
for
is
Ferrari,
some
got robbed in Milan last night of his £500,000 Richard Mille. Ready for this? He chased down the robber himself.
Shut up.
And
Got him.
Shut up.
He and people chased down the robber, got him, and they got arrested. Yeah, he chased it, robbed him, and then he chased him.
And got his watch back.
Yeah, got his watch back.
You
And the guys got arrested. Good on you, Carlos Sainz.
Did he win?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
but
He
at
didn't.
least he won getting his watch back.
Yeah, he won getting the free
That's
watch
amazing.
back because I think
It's amazing.
I think he's sponsored by Richard Mille. But yeah, he's wearing a special.
Gavin, reply there. Next auction, I am going to get to work on it this week. We
Yeah.
will look to do something.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated.
Can we make that our next focus for like a month's time or something? Would that be enough
What date
time?
we are?
So what about the end of September?
So what about like middle to the end of October?
Yeah.
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 That'll work.
Yep.
Yeah, he was wearing an RM 6702, which actually hasn't been released yet.
Interesting.
it's
So
a
thin,
special-
isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's well. If you see the sort of ladies' watches they did recently were also
With the carbon
extremely
case.
thin. Yeah, yeah, but good for him.
Good
Gave
for
chase,
him.
didn't die, did really really well.
Well done.
Kaylee, you forgot to give me any celebrity watch.
Sorry.
I know.
No, but everyone's
Now, hold
got
on.
the same. Everyone's
Yeah.
getting the
well,
same thing.
I was going to say, you didn't give me any, but I found one very quickly this afternoon. If I can get back to the front page, and let's have a little look. Watch. Well, funnily enough, what is going on every week now? Somebody else, another celebrity, is getting this puzzle dial. This is
Gav, if you
Rashford.
were offered it, would you buy it?
Yes,
You would. Okay.
yes,
Is that list 45,650?
yes,
That's list on it.
yeah. Now you buying it? Oh, Spencer, if somebody offers you that, you're never
Yes,
turning it
I'm
down.
buying it.
Yeah,
Thank you
we're all
very
buying
much.
it.
No one is turning that down at 45,650. I guess.
It
Just
is
36
it's
mil,
just
it's just-
so out
Ye-
there.
I think
Mad.
it's brilliant, though. I mean, what a statement piece. I mean, if you want someone to look at you, just wear one of those. No one's looking at a swatch, are they, when you got one of those on your wrist? I really love it. Yeah, the Ever Rose Gold Day Date with a new emoji puzzle dial, factory set with 10 multicoloured baguette diamonds. But all the stars are getting them.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't seen one on. I haven't
No.
seen one. You seen one in circulation at all?
no. I know people asking for them,
Right.
but I haven't got no.
Yeah, I would absolutely have that. I think it's great. Equally, I would have the anniversary. I'd have the celebration dial as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see that actually.
I'd like
and
to-
the yacht for Spence.
Well, the yacht I'd still like to see. I'd
Still
like to see
want
the
it,
Le
yeah.
Mans Daytona.
Oh, that's. Have you seen the numbers for that?
That is
Yeah, it's like
insanity.
big, isn't it?
Big.
Go on.
Big. No,
Go
I
on.
think we guessed it. Didn't we say it was like 300-400 grand?
Yeah.
There was one listed. Whether it exists,
But isn't that the same with all these things? The
Yeah.
first one is big
But
money.
looks stunning.
You kinda
It
need to, like,
really
hold-
looks stunning.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
in
amazing.
our
but-
Rolex group, Kaylee, I actually
Yeah.
I deleted someone the other day
did you?
because what he did is he replaced the dial. He had it made in China and was putting it up only to show what it looked like. He wasn't selling it or anything
No,
like
but
that.
just
But
let
yeah,
people
he
have
put
it.
it up, and I thought, well, actually, we should take that down because he's actually said it's not real. So everyone moans when there's a fake going there. I can never keep a track of these things. But yeah, really interesting. You only had a few questions this week, Spence. So
The easy ones.
let's have a look. First question up from Art and Curation. Was there any watches you wanted to buy in Geneva?
interesting.
Was there any? There were watches I respected, but I've got to be honest with you. Some of the price tags on things that I just felt were just a lot of money for what they were. That's the thing. They're not sort of, I mean, most of the pieces there are sort of 100,000 plus. Ex-VAT. So bringing back are over 120,000.
But as someone who loves watches, and you particularly do like vintage as well, so maybe it's just not your flavour. They're horological masterpieces,
yes,
aren't they?
I thought some of them amazing pieces, but in owning them and would I wear them, they were quite sort of out there, would I say? in a lot of these pieces.
Tim Jacks, what is your Rolex group, Gav? Actually, it's the BQ Watches Rolex Group. It's called the Rolex Group on Facebook. There's about 50-odd thousand sort of members. Basically. God, adminning it is a nightmare, isn't it?
Do you not think you leave it for an hour, next thing you come back, there's 25 people to accept and 15 things to approve?
I turn down actually more people than I accept because we have one rule, which is you have to answer a question, which is what's the next Rolex you'd like to purchase? And most people don't answer the question. And then you see they're in 357 groups, which just means they're just spammers trying to sell crap on there.
Yeah. And also, sometimes you've got to be careful because when I'm approving them... I'm like just double checking that they're real and not putting a fake in because then people report it.
Well, imagine being me and trying to do that.
And but then also I've got people messaging me, like messaging obviously my own personal one, going, "Hi, this person's trying to sell me a watch, but it's not real." And I'm like, "Okay," and I was like, "Ah."
Yeah, delete. Yeah. So just very, very expensive watches that you wouldn't necessarily the value.
MB&F and Beyonce was a watch we really liked.
I feel like you're saying Beyonce.
Bianchet. It was a family. They were actually on in IT, and they got in, and it was a husband and wife with the son, and they made the watch. It was really interesting. Really was.
I love listening to stories like that.
Yeah. Next question up from Walks and Watches. 2005 IWC Ingenieur. What do we think? I'm tempted.
I think that's close to something.
Hold on a second. Is he talking about the watch? Is it still on your website?
No.
Oh, by the way, I asked you last week. Do you want to invoice me at any point for my watch?
Yeah, sorry, I'll do it.
Somebody should invoice me. I mean,
Have we not?
I know it's a perk of the job, but no one. Okay. Thank you very much for giving me a couple of weeks of free credit.
No problem.
But please do invoice me. Let's have a look at the next one. So, tempted.
Look,
what do
IWCs, all of the IWCs, I just think are great watches. Really great.
Having seen the relaunch of the IWC Ingenieur at Watches and Wonders with you, Kaylee, I loved it. I loved it in the green. And actually, for me, I'm starting to look at sort of a few older pieces now. And I saw it in the drawer and just thought, at that price point, with every comeback, should something go wrong, which obviously it's been checked over. What a great nice little... And I love wearing it. I really do. By the way, box and papers, please. With my invoice. Next up, from Luke Jones, 1969. Are you seeing less flippers now that the market has settled?
Absolutely.
Yes. There's just no... Yeah.
Well, there'd be reverse flippers. They'd be selling and taking less than they pay for. So they're sort of...
Yeah.
So
we still get the people
fast.
that call and go, "Oh, I want to make a profit," and I go, "I'm really sorry."
They don't quite realise the market's moved on.
So here's the funny one, okay? Obviously, my end of the market, the silly end of the market with the swatches. The resellers in the queue were complaining about the young resellers in the queue because I kid you not, there was 12 and 13-year-olds in the queue, all there to resell these swatches. And the older resellers, the professionals who are personal shoppers, were moaning because they felt the prices on eBay were not strong enough and they were being ruined by the 12 and 13-year-old kids who were just happy to make a couple of hundred quid. It was like there's tiers and levels. It was hilarious. Yeah, absolutely. There's a question from Prince Ginger. What's the best starter Rolex?
Interesting. Go on, Kaylee. What would you say?
I think, first of all, it all depends on budget. I think that's the first question that I'd have to ask.
The word starter is probably saying...
Entry level.
Entry level. Well, I suppose entry level, your OP with a sort of silver black dial.
Yeah.
Or possibly an Air King. Or Explorer.
Or a 36mm Datejust.
Yeah, you're somewhere at 5,000 to 8,000.
Depends where you're getting it from as well, because the truth is, if someone said to me starter, I would go a Submariner.
Yeah.
And although it's only a couple of grand more, I feel like for all the right reasons.
It depends whether you want something less than 10 years or more than 10 years.
Yeah, that's another big thing.
Age is a big thing as well. Yeah. Again, Explorer or Datejust. Air King. If you go vintage, you've got warranty issues of an older piece.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you want.
Yeah.
But still,
I'd say an OP Datejust 36.
Yeah.
Or an Explorer. You won't go wrong with.
Yeah.
Tell me, my no date Submariner that I still haven't got. Mm-hmm. Is it coming any closer to list? Am I eventually going to be buying one from you? Because is it getting there?
Dates are not that much over. They're sort of 11,000, 12,000. Date sub.
Still 20% over. What, they 9?
Yeah.
8, 8,
30%.
8. Yeah,
30%.
Yeah, still.
But nowhere near where it was.
Nowhere near where it
No,
was.
like 15.
Can you just make a note in your diary, Kaylee, when it gets
I
back to
will.
list? I'm your man. I still won't have one. Fat Windbag Ben. MB&F do some crazy shit, but on a horology level, they're easy for me to say. They're right up there. Yeah, wow. Okie dokie. Professional flippers definitely winding their spends in now. A lot of the big hitters are below list. Is absolutely right. Yeah. What watches out there in the Rolex market are really sort of still holding well for you? What do you think? Panda Daytonas, obviously, that's always been the case.
Sports, still sort of.
Still sports.
Pepsis, Batgirls, Batman, Submariners.
Sprites are held?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Sprites are a good buy now, sort of 16,500, 17,000. I mean, considering there was...
Do you mean they're stably?
Yeah,
they're stabled.
Compared to what it was, I mean, there was some idiot out there paying 35 grand.
Yeah, craziness.
Yeah.
Who the hell would do that?
I don't want to say it to you every time, but you didn't just buy one, Spencer, you bought 2.
He was. I mean, surely he can't be in the watch business.
No, I mean, well, surely can't still be in the watch business. You've got you've got some deep pockets, paying 35
just
grand
shows
for
you
2.
how long. I mean, I paid 23 grand for a Pepsi as well.
Yes, you did.
Wasn't it?
Diverse Watch Collector, waiting on a root beer from AD. Are they still in demand at BQ?
They're in demand, but nowhere near as...
That's why
everything's more hovering around the list, a bit more, a bit less, thereabouts.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Except from the sports that are 8,000 that are still trading at 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
The root beer list is like 13.5.
Yeah.
And they're trading at like 15ish.
Blancpain, I'd have to check. I really can't.
Geezer says, do you sell in Blancpain?
Might have a
you
few.
have. I saw.
Or there is a way of checking there, Geezer. If you go on.
Yeah, BQ
watches and put in Blancpain, you'll get the answer quite quickly.
Absolutely.
I know there's a Breguet, but I don't know about Blancpain.
Well, funnily enough,
close.
There is a Blancpain because I looked in your safes today.
Rose gold.
Rose gold.
Lovely piece.
Yeah, very nice. Funny enough, we were talking Breguet today because we were saying, imagine if... I mean, I know obviously that it's a very old and it's well-established brand, but equally, it's so unloved, Breguet, as a watch brand, but that could have been a next Swatch sort of collab. There we go. Two of them. There you got 50 fathoms.
There we go, 50 fathoms. We could turn that into a Swatch
quickly,
Gav. What do you
take it
think?
off.
I'm not being funny. I'll pick you one up for 500 quid next week, Spence. Yeah. Absolutely lovely. Let's get to the next question. We've done that one. Question number 4. Artisan. To spend time with in order. To spend time with in order. 1, 2, 3. Paul, Kevin, Gavin.
Gavin's number 1 all day long.
Beautiful.
Well, I've got to say that because he's here.
She is, yeah. Yeah, I can't quite reach you, but the phone's taken.
Then we go for Kev, and I'll leave you to decide the third.
Last on the list is the Coca-Cola Kid.
Look, what I would say is to anyone who's... I mean, he's certainly an interesting character, let me tell you. But the one thing is, Gav, he's so set in his ways. I mean, it's 2 fags before 9 o'clock. It's a can of Coke. It's 7 sugars in the coffee or tea.
Yeah, he is brilliant. Yeah. Can I tell you, I know one thing we are going to do before the end of the year. We are definitely doing this whole camper van. And I won't be pulling out. I will absolutely be coming.
No, it's
because
fine. Just tell me where you are and I'll meet you there.
You'll meet us there. Well, the thing is, as I understand it, is potentially we could be hoteling it while him and Kev are cuddling up in the camper van.
I think it'll be a Fools and Horses moment.
I will have GoPros over the whole of the inside of that
drones,
through the night. And also there's an amazing app someone told me about, because apparently I talk in my sleep, that when you start talking or you drop a fart or whatever, it records the sounds in the night.
That's so
and I got a funny feeling.
Like a movement detector.
Yeah, basically. I'd love to hear the conversations between Paul and Kev when they're sleeping. There we go. Diverse Watch Collector. Love the Vacheron dual time I saw at the BQ show. I think that's one of the best pieces you've got in.
Yeah.
That dual time. It's incredible.
Yeah.
The dial on it, the blue dial is absolutely stunning. It really is. Paul recently recommended an 18 gold 36mm older day date. Thoughts?
Yes. Very nice.
I tell you, I had a beautiful one of those on at the weekend. Greggy.
Yeah.
That was a beauty, wasn't it? Ash told me it was Colin Montgomery's watch, the golfer. There we go. Okie dokie. Goldsmiths pre-owned have some nice watches at close to or below list now. I missed a 2022 bimetal root beer at 13.6.
That's ludicrous. Sorry.
That is very good.
That price is.
Yeah, and I did say you should have a little walk around Selfridges because the prices are in there. They are seem to be coming down, and yet someone the other day was telling me they got offered ridiculous money by Bucherer, like way over. What you'd be paying because obviously they're selling them.
So the fact that they're selling a 2022 root beer at 13.6 is really surprising to me.
Yeah. Brand that doesn't get enough love, Longines.
Doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. That's what Benzo says. Oh no, it does not Benzo. Who was
not
it?
Benzo.
The
Aristocrat. You're obviously a lover of Longines. I mean, we don't do that much in Longines, to be honest with you.
And Rolex watch collector. Anyone see the story of the Batgirl error bezel with the number 8?
No.
Nope.
No, I'd love to know what that is. Yeah. I'd love to know what that is.
I take it there's no 8.
Amazing stuff. I think it's time to
Gav,
to wrap things up.
Now?
I would. I was going to, have it as unworn, but it's been worn now. Is it leaked on your wrist?
No, but it's left a mark.
Has it? We've done it too tight. I couldn't.
Is that hand gold?
Yeah.
Oh blimey! Someone get me a
Someone
get me a hammer.
No, on a serious, I did think. I'm not joking, and I wasn't going to say anything. It has to be the light in here because it looks still to me.
It looks still.
I'm not lying.
It's hooky.
Gav.
It's hooky.
Are you sure this is real?
Yeah, I'm positive. Well, listen, I've got the receipt here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look on the camera. Let's have a look.
I'm not joking, Gav. Put a light on it, maybe.
Put a light. Don't scratch it.
There's the number 8 on the back girl behind you.
What about it?
It's not in the. Why? Where should it be?
Oh, the blue.
Oh my god.
The blue.
Quick,
and the
go
black.
check ours. Take them off.
The blue and the black.
Yeah, that's interesting. The blue is in
Right,
the
so let's
8.
see a correct one, James. Put one up there. Is that BQ Watches site? It's quite
a nice site, Spence.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, I like that with the Oyster Perpetuals with all the different colours underneath. That was quite cool.
God, they can't have all those watches in stock.
No, that one's correct.
That one's
James,
correct.
they can't have that many watches in stock, can they?
Afraid so, mate.
They've got a lot of watches.
Wow.
And the good thing is all of your watches are actually photographs of the watches. There's no stock, is there? So if you've got one of these, that's very interesting. Well done for pointing that out. It's amazing. Not seen that. You got me concerned about my bloody watch now.
No, but I'm genuinely
Let's have a little look.
General question.
I
I'm
think
not
it
lying.
definitely looks gold because you can see the tip.
Can you? Okay.
Well, let's hope so.
It
is gold. It
Gav,
is gold.
hang on.
I
You
can
want
see
it
on
to
that
be a
angle.
mistake?
Oh yeah, no, because then it would be just a normal Neptune, and I've got 2 of them. But there we go. You're too busy looking at the screens behind, aren't you? There we go.
Sorry.
Right, that wraps it up for another week. It's been a pleasure having you all join us. If you haven't done so already, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. If you haven't done so already, have you not seen Kaylee on TikTok?
Oh, yeah.
She's literally a megastar. It's BQ Watches, BQ.watches on TikTok.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like all of our Instagram channels. We've got BQ Watches on Instagram. We've got That Watch Guy London on Instagram. I think that's it, isn't it?
Yep.
That's it
Right.
for now.
Instagram,
More
TikTok,
coming,
Insta.
and we will look into this auction again.
I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to get a date and diary. Right, Spencer, to your camera. Give us the immortal words.
Okay, everyone. Remember, if you haven't dealt with us yet, it's only a matter of time.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.